You are not lonely because you are alone. The loneliest people on Earth are rarely alone. They are in offices, in group chats, at parties where everyone is laughing. Researchers now say loneliness has almost nothing to do with how many people are around you. It has everything to do with something much older, something your body is still running from, and understanding it changes everything about why modern life feels the way it does. For most of human history, being separated from your group was a death sentence. Not a metaphor, an actual death sentence. You could not hunt alone. You could not sleep safely alone. You could not raise a child alone. A single human, cut off from their group, lasted days. Exposure, starvation, predators that moved at night. The math was brutal, and it never changed. So your brain built a monitoring system, one that ran continuously in the background, scanning your social environment the way your eyes scan for movement in the dark. Not something you activated, something that was always on. And the moment it detected that your bond to the group was weakening, it fired an alarm. That alarm is loneliness. Not an emotion your brain invented to make you feel bad about yourself. A survival signal as fundamental as hunger or thirst. Hunger tells you your body needs food. Thirst tells you your body needs water. Loneliness tells you something just as urgent. You are drifting from the people you need to survive. Fix it. Now. John Cacioppo, a neuroscientist at the University of Chicago, spent more than 2 decades studying this signal. He wanted to know what loneliness actually does inside the body. What he found changed how scientists understand pain itself. Social rejection activates the exact same neural pathways as physical injury, not a similar region, the same one. In one of his studies, participants were given Tylenol before being placed in a situation designed to make them feel excluded. They reported measurably less emotional pain than the group who took a placebo, an over-the-counter painkiller, reducing loneliness, because to your brain there is no meaningful difference between the two. This is not a design flaw. It makes perfect sense once you understand what rejection used to mean. If the people around you decided you were no longer welcome, you did not just feel bad. You died. The pain of social rejection needed to be as sharp and as immediate as the pain of a wound, because both carried the same consequence. A broken leg could kill you. A broken bond with your tribe could kill you faster. The alarm had to be loud. It had to hurt. The problem is that the world it was designed for no longer exists. For 300,000 years, humans lived in bands of roughly 25 to 150 people. You knew everyone in your group by name, by voice, by the specific sound of their breathing across the fire at night. You ate from the same meal. You knew who was sick, who was angry, who had not come back from the hunt yet. Your survival and their survival were not just emotionally connected. They were structurally the same calculation. That is the environment your nervous system was calibrated for. Then almost everything changed at once. Agriculture arrived around 10,000 years ago. Humans stopped moving together and started owning separately. Property created hierarchy. Hierarchy created strangers. People began living side by side with no shared history, no common obligation, no reason to trust. The tribe became a village. The village became a city. The city became a place where you could be surrounded by 10,000 people and know none of them. Today, the average person in a modern city passes hundreds of strangers every day without making eye contact. You ride in metal boxes with people in total silence. You live in buildings stacked full of human beings whose names you will never learn. You work in offices where the deepest conversation you might have all week is about the weather or a deadline. Your brain is still running the software it ran 50,000 years ago. It still expects familiar faces. It still expects the kind of closeness where someone notices when you have not eaten, where someone stays up when something is wrong, where being known is not something you have to perform or earn back every single day. Instead, it gets a notification, a reaction, a reply that says 3 letters and nothing else. The alarm goes off, and then something stranger happened. The modern world did not just take away what the brain needed. It built a replacement that looks almost exactly like the real thing. Close enough to quiet the alarm for a moment, not close enough to actually work. In 2023, roughly 4.9 billion people were using social media. More than half the people alive on Earth, connected in real time, always reachable, always visible. And in that same period, reported loneliness rates in developed countries were climbing, not falling, climbing. More connectivity, more loneliness, not despite each other, because of each other. Because the brain does not simply need contact, it needs a specific kind. Eye contact that lasts long enough to carry real weight, a voice in the same room, physical proximity, the slow, inefficient, deeply human process of being known over time. The kind of presence that cannot be compressed into a screen or scheduled into a 15-minute call. Social media gives you the signal without the substance. Your brain registers a like on your photo the same way it registers a glance from across the room. Someone saw you. Someone acknowledged you. For a fraction of a second, the alarm softens. Then it comes back louder. Because what quieted it was not real contact. It was the shape of contact with nothing inside. So you reach for the phone again. And it helps for a moment, and then it does not. And then you reach again. This is not a discipline problem. This is not a failure of willpower. You are an animal built for a specific kind of closeness, trying to satisfy that need with something that was never designed to meet it. Think about the last time you felt genuinely close to another person. Not texting, not watching something together in different rooms, not a long thread where both of you said the right things. Actually close. Where the conversation ran out of time instead of things to say. Where being there felt like something your body had been waiting for. Where you walked away feeling more like yourself than you had in weeks. For most people living in developed countries today, that memory is not recent. The average adult now reports having fewer than 2 close friends. In 1990, that number was closer to 3. The number of people who say they have no close friends at all has tripled in that same period. This happened at exactly the same time the number of ways to reach people multiplied by thousands. You are not failing at connection. You are running ancient hardware in an environment it was never designed for. And nobody told you that. So you absorbed the blame instead. The Hadza of Tanzania still lived the way your nervous system was built to live. Groups of 25 to 30 people. Everyone known, everyone visible. When researchers spend extended time with them, they come back saying the same thing. Not that the Hadza have more, not that their lives are easier or longer or safer. They are simply never alone in the way modern people are alone. Someone always knows where they are. Someone always notices when something is off. The alarm your brain is running almost never gets loud enough to keep them up at night. That is not a luxury. That is a biological need. The same need you have. The same one your brain has been trying to signal to you for years. We did not lose it gradually. We built a world that made it structurally impossible to maintain and then told everyone that the loneliness they felt was a personal problem. You are not broken. You are not bad at being human. You are not too much for the people around you or somehow not enough. You are a social animal living inside a system that was never designed for social animals. A system built for productivity and scale and output. A system where genuine human closeness became something you scheduled between other obligations. Where loneliness became a personal flaw instead of a structural failure. The alarm ringing inside you is not a malfunction. It is the most honest thing about you. It knows exactly what you need. It kept your ancestors alive for 300,000 years by making sure they never drifted too far from the people who mattered. The question is not why you feel lonely in a crowd. The question is what kind of crowd your body was actually built to be in, and whether anything in the life you are living right now brings you anywhere close to it.